Welcome back to the X-Centric Collector channel. I'm Talent the X-Centric Collector, and today we are going to be covering Bastion. Let's get into it.
Cerebro online.
Cerebro pull-up file Bastion Haslab 2021.
Accessing file. Bastion Haslab Sentinel pack-in. Released in 2021. Retail price, none. Aftermarket price, high, $175. Low, $80. Accessories, alternate head male prime sentinel head.
Bastion was included with the initial offering at 6,000 backers. He came with an alternate male prime sentinel head, and he's only available on the aftermarket. So you're going to be looking at spending a good amount of money if you want to pick him up. Anywhere from $80 to $175 as of the release of this video. Let's take a look at Bastion out of the package. The head sculpt on this figure is really well done. They opted to go with his more robotic look, which I think was a great idea. The lower half of his face is all robotic, with the exception of his goatee, which is a nice touch. It really evokes Cyborg. Half human, half robot. He's got piercing red eyes and flowing hair. His neck is highly sculpted with tubing and wiring running up from his shoulders to his lower jaw. It's a very menacing look. The body is pretty basic. The Prime Sentinel look associated with Bastion and his Prime Sentinels is sculpted on the upper torso with the signature red triangle in the center of his chest. It looks fantastic. Since this figure came out in 2021, it does have pins in the joints, which is the norm for the time. You can see here I displayed him with purple glowing hands, but these are not hands that came with him. They came with a Magneto figure from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. I think they make a nice addition to this figure. The articulation is everything you'd come to expect from a Marvel Legends figure. Double jointed arms and knees, thigh and calf swivel, a waist swivel, and ab crunch as well. Let's take a closer look into the history of Bastion.
Bastion, Sebastian Gilberti. First appearance, X-Men number 52, May, 1996. Created by Scott Lockdown, writer, Pasquale Ferry, artist.
His first appearance was in X-Men number 52 in May 1996. This was close to the end of my first run of comic book collecting. I started collecting in the early 90s and then I stopped around 99. I picked up collecting comics again some years later, but this was the peak in my formative years of comic book collecting. I remember this issue very well. At the time, nobody knew exactly who Bastion was. As we came to find out, Bastion is a combination of Master Mold and Nimrod. Long story short, the two Sentinels were forced through the Siege Perilous, which is a mystical gateway to the multiverse. It offers individuals a chance at rebirth and transformation. After being forced through, the two beings fused, creating Bastion. When he arrived in the 616 dimension, he couldn't remember who or what he was. He was then discovered by a kindly woman named Rose. She took him in and taught him human kindness. After some time, Bastion began to hear about the mutant problem, and his mutant termination directives were reactivated. After that, Bastion sought out the Friends of Humanity, an anti-mutant hate group. He went on to start Operation Zero Tolerance, whose directive was to wipe out the mutant race. To aid him in his mission, Bastion created a new type of Sentinel called the Prime Sentinels. We'll get into those in the next Toy Tuesday. Other than multiple appearances in several storylines over the years in comics, we got to see Bastion in X-Men 97. It was quite a surprise when he was revealed to be the mastermind and main villain of Season 1. Alright, let's check out his powers and abilities.
Powers and abilities. A mystical fusion of Master Mold and Nimrod. Immunity to telepathic probes and mutant abilities. Adaptation. Technoforming. Ability to turn people into Prime Sentinels. Command of other Sentinels. Energy manipulation. Teleportation. Chronokinesis. Technopathy. Superhuman strength and durability. Flight.
Being a fusion of Master Mold and Nimrod, it goes without saying Bastion is incredibly powerful. He is immune to telepathic probes and a plethora of mutant abilities. Like Nimrod, he is able to adapt to attacks, so attacking him the same way twice won't always work. And just like Master Mold, he is capable of technoforming, which allows him to merge any technology he comes in contact with into himself. He is equipped with nanites, allowing him to transform people into Prime Sentinels, almost like spreading a virus. He's able to shoot energy blasts from his hands, and he has laser vision that he can shoot lasers from his eyes. On occasion, he has had the ability to teleport, which allows him to warp to and from different locations. He's also been known to create portals and open rifts to alternate timelines, from which he summons more Nimrod Sentinels. He also has superhuman strength, stamina, speed, durability, and agility. In addition, he has a genius level intellect. That's a whole lot of heat he's packing. Let's see where he ranks on the grid. Cerebro, please pull up the power grid.
Accessing power grid. Analyzing subject.
As always, you can check out the power grids on marvel.fandom.com or various Marvel collector's cards. They also have it on the back of these cards. Our first category is Strength. He's at a 4. World record bench press. Like most cyborgs, you would expect they'd naturally be stronger than most humans, which he is. He's nowhere near approaching the strength of someone like Colossus or Hulk, let's say, but he's definitely up there. Next up is Intelligence. He's at a 5. As stated before, he has a genius level intellect. And of course he does. Being a combination of two of the most advanced AIs the world has ever had the unfortunate chance to see, he is a highly intelligent being. Next up is Speed. He is at a 3, superhuman. I'm sure they're not taken into account when he has the ability to teleport, because that would put him at a 7. But since he doesn't always exhibit that power, his day-to-day is at a 3. That still makes him faster than most. Alright, on to our next category, Fighting ability. He's at a 4, world heavyweight champ. Like all Sentinels, fighting is an important part of their programming, and Bastion is no exception. This man Sentinel can hold his own in any hand-to-hand combat situation. The next category is Durability. This is where Bastion really shines. He is at a whopping 7, indestructible, which makes him almost impossible to injure. And even if you are able to get in some good shots, he's capable of quick self-repair, with a form of healing factor due to the nanites in his body. So beware when facing Bastion. It's going to take more than a conventional attack to take him down. Next category is Agility, also at a 4. This is not as impressive as I would have imagined. It's basically peak human agility, which is above Olympic level agility, but for an advanced Sentinel, I would have expected more. Regardless, he's still more agile than most of the opponents he comes up against. On to our final category, Energy Projection. He's at a 4. He's capable of blasting bursts of powerful energy, equivalent to a Patriot missile. His blasts might not be the most devastating in the Marvel Universe, but they're more than enough to take down most mutants, not to mention any humans that may get in his way. Looking at his stats, overall the majority of his levels are at a 4 or above. His lowest stat is at a 3, being Speed. That's not really a big deal considering he can teleport at times, and being at a 7 for durability makes it so that no matter what you throw at him, there's a good chance at the end of the fight, Bastion will still be standing. Although he's not my favorite villain of the X-Men, he's definitely one of the cool ones. A very unique character with a rich and interesting backstory. It's not likely we'll get to see him again in X-Men 97, but I'm sure we haven't seen the last of him in the comics. Speaking of X-Men 97, Cerebro let him know.
Be sure to check out X-Men 97 reactions with talent. Don't forget to subscribe.
Please do check out the X-Men 97 reactions, as well as my other reaction videos. I'm currently watching Legion and it keeps getting better. Also, if you could do me a favor and please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot and I'd greatly appreciate it. That's all we have for today. I'm Talent, reminding you, keep collecting, and until next time, Excelsior!